It's breakfast time! We need to dig into the data. Throw the football! I'll take 2 pancakes, extra syrup. 1 cup of coffee to go, please. Man, I'm full! Guys, are you hungry by any chance? Because it's breakfast time. It's me, your host, your creator and founder of Pancake Huddle podcast, Jeremy. I am excited to be back, recapping week 13, and I have with me and I will say it, segment analyst, expert extraordinaire, Jeff.
Hi guys, so great to be back as your segment analyst.
And I gotta address the elephant in the room here, Jeff.
Yeah.
What is with all the bandages on your fingers and there's like a nasty odor coming off of you right now? Like it smells like a dead. No, it's burning electrical wires or burning hair. It's something nasty. It's kind of distracting.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but I have to say it, and I might as well say it now. What's going on?
No, well, you're right on the money with that one. There is a bit of a burning smell. It's actually a great story. I've been making some progress with Dr. Sue with the shock therapy. And we are now entering into the next phase of my recovery and my resurrection, I guess you could say, where...
She cuts off your fingertips?
No, nothing so barbaric as that. See, Dr. Sue has now started a group shock therapy session of which I'm a part of. And I actually had my ceremonial sign-in last night. And so what that looked like was just attaching electrical nodes to each of my digits, all 11 of them. And I had the biggest shock of my life.
Don't tell me
this jolt of energy.
Were they in a circle around you chanting too, Jeff?
There was no chanting, but there was a circle of support. And I never felt so alive because I was also felt like I was so close to death. But I've officially become a new person. Jeff, I've actually removed the fingertips off of my fingers.
Frick.
Thereby kind of creating this statement of being erasing the old, in with the new. So you got the new Jeff, and it's just exciting what Dr. Sue is up to, and I'm loving being a part of it. And honestly, Jer, I think you would benefit a lot from it too. So if you ever want to swing by or...
No, I like my fingertips, Jeff.
Yeah.
I don't need to erase all my memories, to forget my friends, to forget football. Even risking that is sickening that you would even move forward with that. Like, I knew Sue was pushing the boundaries of psychotherapy, but this is starting to get even weirder. I don't think I can support you in this way.
You got nothing to worry about.
Okay. All right.
The old Jeff is gone. And you know what? I got my new name yesterday too.
She gave you a new name?
The old is gone. The new is here. You want to know my new name?
Not really. But sure. What's your new name?
Phil.
Wow. Enlightened Jeff is Phil? Okay. All right, Phil. Why don't you take it away with the flipping injuries? Let's get back to the football. Sorry for that, guys, that tangent. I promised you we were going to get back to the content. We're back on track, back to the football, flipping injuries. Take it away, Jeff.
3 big injuries of note this week. First one, Taysom Hill. This one, he belonged to Cam Ara. Taysom Hill hyperextended his knee Likely a PCL injury, possibly ACL.
Is that season ending?
Yeah, his season is over.
It is officially over?
It's officially over.
Oh my gosh.
The biggest one, CMC, Christian McCaffrey, belonging to Nom Nom Nom.
Oh, I forgot he was still playing football.
Oh, he started playing football again, but now he's going to stop because he just suffered not an Achilles injury, a right knee injury, probably a PCL sprain.
Okay.
So he could potentially play again in the last week of football, maybe. But he probably won't, because what's the point? They're not going to make playoffs, and he needs to fully recover.
That's a damn shame for every 49er fan, every CMC fan, and frankly every football fan, because watching him on the field when he was at his best was a real treat, and even when you're facing him and up against him, you couldn't help but kind of admire just the talent that he brought to the field. And I think as the face of football, he had a lot on his shoulders, and it obviously weighed down on his knees and his ankles too, because he started getting tired out. And I think this is the end for Christian. And I know we are a seasonal show, but I have to give some long-term advice to any Christian McCaffrey owner. I would say sell him. I know it's bottom of the barrel prices. Whatever league you're in, whether it be fantasy, football, seasonal, or dynasty, or keeper, sell him. He's a big-time sell. Whatever you can get. Ham sandwich, pull the trigger. He's done. Just a little, it's kind of an extra bit of insight for you guys and advice.
Wow. Thank you for that, Jer. That's very insightful. Well, you should pick up his backup running back, right? The RB2 of the 49ers.
Yep.
Yeah, Jordan Mason. He's been great. Oh, no, sorry. He's on IR as well. He's out for the season.
Sick.
I believe it was an ankle sprain.
Sympathy sprain.
What's that?
It was a sympathy sprain.
I think
he felt bad for his teammate.
He said he's had enough. And he said, if he's not playing, I'm not playing.
Yeah, that's a true teammate.
Yeah,
true friend.
And so those are the big three, and of course Jordan Mason. I think that belonged to Rob as well. Nom nom nom. So double whammy. I guess we haven't done the Wambulance in a while, but I feel like we all know who that would go to this week, huh?
I think we're going to leave the Wambulance, and we are going to switch to a new segment, the Casket Mobile. And when the time is right, we're going to have to call in the Casket Mobile to take away the dead. I don't know if this is the right week to do that. Right. I still think there's signs of life.
Yeah.
I still think he's tweaking, he's twitching, he's not done.
Yeah.
And I know he said in the chat he might be done with fantasy football altogether, and that was hard to hear, to read, I should say. That was hard to read for me, because Rob is not only an incredible friend in my life, but he's an incredible fantasy football league manager. And to see what he's gone through this year, I can only commend him. We tried to help him. Even that sometimes isn't enough. And Rob, if you're listening, I want you to be encouraged. You're not dead yet. I'm holding off on the Casket Mobile. She's not coming for you yet. There's signs of life.
Yeah. And you know what? The true sign of a warrior, a legend, is how do they respond at their lowest? And I think it's, throughout the season, there was clear, there were times when it seemed, okay, Rob is at his lowest. No, he found new lows and new lows.
Yeah. You thought, okay, 9.99. He's done. Yeah. That's the lowest. Yeah. No. 9.99. Yeah. I'm sorry.
But Rob, quitting fantasy altogether, this is your lowest. But from the ashes, I believe you can rise like the phoenix. So,
It sounds like maybe that should be Rob's new name.
the Phoenix.
Yeah.
I like that. Rob, if there's any part of you that wants to keep going, I implore you to change your name in the Fantasy League to the Phoenix. And I think that come playoffs, you are going to destroy your opponents.
Wow.
I've got a feeling, just tingling in my hands, my feet.
Yeah.
Is
that like a new thing, or you get that sometimes?
Just since last night, sometimes I get these senses, yeah.
Intuition.
Yeah.
Whatever you may call it. Yeah. You know what? For as much as some of that stuff freaks me out, one thing I really do believe is intuition. I'm a big believer in intuition, and I've always found for myself, follow it,
right,
trust it.
No.
That's one thing you can trust in, for sure, is just feelings, tinglings.
Yeah.
They will never lead you astray. That's what at least in my life. We're going to move on to our breakfast breakdown, and the match of the week last week was David, Rocks in a Pouch, versus Jeff K, Bare Necessities. I'm going to let Jeff take it away.
Yeah, this one had all eyes on it. Why? Because depending on how David performed, impacted other people in the league with trying to make it into the upper bracket playoffs. And it's like, Rocks and Pouch against Bare Necessities. That should be an easy win. Bare Necessities only got 56 points last week. It's that classic meme, call an ambulance, but not for me. Or yeah. And that was Jeff K. Dominating David with 144 points.
And Jeff, if I might interject,
please.
Kind of a little update on the competition committee, the inquiry that went last week.
Right. Yes,
I did say there was going to be an update on that, and I'll give it to you now. I did speak with Jeff. He came to me directly. This is Bare Necessities, and we had a conversation.
Right.
He asked that I keep that conversation private, and I'm going to respect that. There was an understanding that moving forward, Jeff was going to put his best foot forward.
Right.
He was going to prove to me that he was going to be fighting for every win. And I think he did just that.
Yeah.
His total points in the week showed he's back in line.
Yeah.
He's here to put in his best effort.
Yep.
And, we all get weeks where, maybe we're busy. Maybe we're lazy. Maybe we're not running the waiver wire like we should and like I expect you all to.
Yeah.
So there is some grace that I extended to Jeff, and I am so proud to see how he took that. He took that criticism, and some people might get defensive, and they might start lying about things and defending themselves. But Jeff did the total opposite. He took it on the chin. He understood, I was in the wrong. You are right. And he is moving forward, going to be a very competitive team. And he's proven it to David, don't mess with me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to see the committee doing its job. And sometimes it takes a firm hand, a spank on the rump to really get the kids in line. And it's great to see that, how well Bare Necessities responded to that slap on the ass, if you will. So.
And you know what? That was a bare ass. Moving on to our next match. Eggs and Bacon versus Cook, Line, and Sinker. This was Braden versus Doomering. It was showdown. Braden came away with the win. And star of the show was the defense and the kicker. Braden beating Doomering at Doomering's own game.
Wow.
Doomering has been the king of defense and kickers throughout the season.
Yeah.
And I think Braden came in here with a point to prove that, he's figured it out too. And you looked at his defense and kicker, they put up tons of points alongside Mike Evans and Bucky Irving. Braden put up 160 plus points. It's staggering. He is stacking the points. And for me and for Cam, that's a little bit worrisome because we are fighting for the most total points on the year to get in that final spot. And Braden's sort of blown us out of the water. So, Braden, congrats to you on the win. For Eggs and Bacon, everyone was okay. They were okay. And if there's one thing we've learned this year, okay's not enough.
No.
Lukewarm's not enough.
Just want to spit you out of my mouth.
Absolutely. And you're going to spit eggs and bacon right out of your mouth. That was lukewarm, no flavor to it. It was just flat. It was a flat performance.
Underwhelming. Disappointing.
And you look over at Eggs and Bacon's bench and you go, ooh.
Yeah.
That hurts. Who could have predicted Jerry Jeudy popping off? This was a revenge game for him. His old team, who kind of basically sold him for peanuts. And he showed them, no, I can ball. I can still ball. A 40 burger he dropped. Unfortunately, Eggs and Bacon had him on the bench. But that happens, right? Happens to the best of us. Eggs and Bacon, he's locked into the playoffs. This match didn't mean a whole lot for him other than that bye week that he's fighting for puts that in jeopardy. But he's in the playoffs. He shouldn't be worried too much. He's still a 0 on the pancake meter. Spoiler alert. But a great match. And Braden, he's getting hot at the right time.
Yeah, getting red hot.
Yeah.
Red hot. Next matchup, Love Hurts versus Bear Me. This was the Pancake Podcast battle that everyone was watching. Unfortunately, it was not very exciting. It was underwhelming on both sides. But thankfully, I did eke out a win with only 115 points. So I was very lucky to have that. This was my most inaccurate week because I literally should have swapped every single player on my bench with their starting counterpart because I could have gone a whole heck of a lot more points.
Okay, all right. Jeff, you won. We get it. Okay?
I could have won by more.
No. You don't have to. You don't have to play me like that, okay? I think the takeaway from this should be I'm due. I'm due for points. We look. I don't know if you've been in the chat lately.
Yeah.
But Mike has been doing some deep dive research into some of the sleeper data. He put together a couple interesting charts. One of them had me in the playoffs. I should be in the playoffs. That's what he told me. That's what the numbers don't lie. I'm not in the playoffs. Okay? That tells me I'm due. Weeks like this tell me I'm due. We've talked about due-ness in regards to betting.
Right.
I'm talking about due-ness in regards to getting some actual points and actually getting a win.
Yeah.
I haven't tasted a win since week 4. I'm hungry.
And now
I'm hangry.
That's evident. Week 14 might be your lucky number, Jared. I've got that feeling, that tingling feeling again.
Okay.
I'll take it. I think it's going to be a good one for you.
Okay. Thank you. That's what I need to hear from you. Thank you. Not, I could have beat him more. Okay. Next match, we've got Camera versus Sib Safety. This has been the story of the year. It's hot and it's cold. It's yes and it's no. He's in and he's out. He's up and he's down. It's wrong and it's right. It's black and it's white. That's Cameron. And this was just an off week for Cam. Did not put enough points on the board. You know, you got Neighbors, Drake London, and Richardson. Those are your only bright spots. The rest is just, And he single-handedly gave the Giant the number 1 seed. Sib Safety has locked in the number 1 seed. They've got the bye. And week 1 of the playoffs, they're going to be facing the absolute worst team in the playoffs. Easiest matchup. I don't know who that will be. But all in all, it was a great week for Sib Safety. Kudos to them. You know, they've been consistent like no other team. You talk about consistency in football, and that's something that, you know, maybe we don't talk about enough.
Right.
Consistently being good is really important when it comes to stacking wins. And they are the best. And I think maybe there is some sort of a power that comes in partnership. Power of pairs. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe it's just the double research. I don't know. I love to pick their brain. Maybe end of the season we can do a round table and just kind of speak with some of the owners of these teams and kind of really ask those hard questions and get those answers. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, it'd be great to kind of relive some of those iconic memories and decision-making moments and kind of figure out what was going on, what was your thought process. It'd be very, very riveting to hear that.
I think so, just to be able to say, hey, what went right for you? And then a couple of the teams just to say, hey, what went wrong? Where did this go so wrong?
What were you thinking?
Yeah, I think that's a fair question.
Yeah, it is a fair question.
Because we all learn, we all get better. So stay tuned for that, guys. Make sure you keep your calendars wide open because we will be calling on you for availability and whenever we get that round table together.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be at the Pancake House. You know?
That'd be great.
I think that would be great.
Yeah. Well, the final matchup of the week, Nom 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 versus the Gerbinator. And the Gerbinator, once again, shows us why he's now named the Gerbinator. Just absolutely stomping Nom Nom Nom.
Yeah. It was weird, though, because I couldn't see his foot this week.
No, you couldn't see Gerbinator's foot because it was so far up Nom Nom Nom's ass.
Jeff!
Just put a...
Come on.
Just put a pounding on this guy. I mean, okay, let me just list off the core of Gerbinator's team. Bowers, Achan, Lamar, Chase, Sutton. I mean, Pickens. Just all incredible talent, consistent points every week. He's a scary, scary man. Is he man? Is he machine? I don't know.
You know what he is?
I don't know.
He's greedy. Greedy Gerbs. That could be another name for him because the way he's hoarding these good players is frankly not fair to some of the rest of our other teams.
Yeah.
I know I've spoken to a couple owners who were upset earlier in the year because Gerbs had been picking up players and strategically dropping them just to the point where they're not available for that week's match. So he's just recycling waiver wire players, marking them all unavailable, just to screw over his competitors. And that's kind of a little insight into both the brains of the Gerbinator, but also into that kind of sneaky side where he's getting a little greedy. And I think Greedy Gerbs needs to maybe check himself. Yeah. We might have to make some rule adjustments next year, Gerbs, if you're listening, to try to limit the hampering and tampering that you've been doing on the waiver wire. But for now, he is within his right and within the rules. I can't stop him from hoarding players. But I would say, and I would suggest, if you don't need to have that many good players in your bench, I think it would be fair to release some of them. I think let these players play. Players want to play.
Yeah. You can't have both Kelsey and Bowers on your team.
That's
not fair. You need to share. That's not fair. You need to share.
Yeah. One more time.
That's not fair. You need to share.
Yeah. Agreed. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Just to cap off on Rob's team, because we're blowing so much smoke up Gerb's ass. Nom nom nom. Christian McCaffrey. When he was playing, he looked like his old self. He was dominating. And seemed him get injured so early in the game. Heartbreaking for Rob. And you know what? I'm so glad that Rob has finally dropped Justin Tucker, his kicker.
Wow. That's a moment.
That should have happened a long time ago. This guy's washed. But after missing 2 field goals and an extra point in one game, come on.
He's clean as a whistle.
Clean as a whistle.
Yeah. Absolutely washed.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. You're right, Jeff. You couldn't have said it better.
Well, that wraps up the breakfast breakdown.
Looking forward to our match of the week next week. I have the honor of introducing Jeff into the ring. This is Jeff Gordon from Love Hurts, who will be one of the stars in our main event of the week. And on the other side of the ring, coming in, will be Rocks in a Pouch. You're not going to want to miss this. It's going to be no holds barred. This is Rocks in a Pouch, fighting for his playoff life, fighting for his right to go for it all, to go for the money.
Yeah.
And David, lay it all on the line, okay? All the best to you, David. I actually cannot wish success upon you. I will be cheering for Jeff. I'm going to make that clear.
Thank you.
I'm not going to pretend, okay? I'll be cheering for Jeff, not because I want Jeff to do well, but because I want to do well, and I need to do well. I need David to lose. Camara needs David to lose. I'm sure Braden would love to see David lose. I think the only one that doesn't want to see David lose would be David and Gerbs.
Gerbs.
The Gerbinator. Because the Gerbinator is fighting for that second bye that is up for grabs. And if Jeff wins, does that mean Jeff takes it?
No. If I win, Gerby has to also win. And then have more points than me.
Okay.
With my lackluster week last week, the gap between Gerbinator and I has shrunken to a very...
Shrinking.
It has shrunken to a very possible victory for Gerbs. If he gets more points than me. He could easily get that second bye. So I'm trying my darndest to get this friggin' roster right. Because last week was a shit show for me.
It was a bit of a disaster. You got lucky.
I did.
The playoff gods were on your side.
Yeah.
I don't know what I've done to anger them so. I don't know what I need to do to make it right. But I'm going to try to do whatever I need to do to appease them. Give me a victory. I see a victory. I claim a victory.
Jer, you know what? I see that you're hurting and that you have a need. And I think going to Dr. Sue and coming with me to that garden.
I'm going to ask you to stop asking me. Okay? I don't need Dr. Sue's help. I'm happy that you're healing as much as it concerns me. And I'm going to ask that you stop. If you haven't already, I don't want you harassing anyone in this league. trying to get them to join your thing, whatever it is. Okay? Let's keep it to the
Group
football.
therapy session.
Let's not make this a promo for Dr. Sue.
It's a promo for healing, but okay, fine.
Yeah,
Fine.
sure. Okay, guys, let's keep it moving. We're onto the pancake meter. I'm going to zip through this pancake meter. Once again, it's been me on the rankings. Jeff's been kind of checking numbers with me, but this has primarily been me. So we can guarantee this is 100% accurate rankings. We have some exciting news. We're welcoming 2 new teams to the Zero Pancake Club. A little teaser for what's going to come later in the pancake meter in about 30 seconds. Here we go. Number 1 team in the league is still, say it, Jeff.
Sib safety.
And last week they had 0 pancakes. This week,
0 pancakes?
still 0 pancakes. That's
Okay.
right. Number 2 in the league, it is our very own.
Love hurts.
It's you, Jeff.
I used to be in 10th place, by the way.
And I want to welcome Jeff to the Zero Pancake Club. He had 1 bite left last week, and he gobbled it up. He's got no pancakes left. Jeff is guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. Number 3 in the league, we have the Gerbinator. Last week, he was at 2 pancakes. He is also welcomed into the Zero Pancake Club. Gerbs, you proved us all wrong. You know, day 1, there was doubters, and
Haters as well.
You hated him.
No, I'm saying I know there were haters. I'm not going to say.
Oh,
But
okay.
I know from the get-go, there's a few people who are saying, "Oh, I hate that guy."
Well, Gerbs, I always loved you, and I was always proud of you, and I never once doubted you. And I am so happy to officially welcome you into the Zero Pancake Club. All the best in your yes, snaps for Gerbs. All the best in your playoff endeavors. Number 4 on our number 4 is eggs and bacon. Last week, 0 pancakes. Who knew it? Still at 0 pancakes. Number 5, we have rocks in the pouch. Last week was at 5.5 pancakes. This week, you know, is getting a little more murky. The resurgence, I can say, of Cook, Line, and Sinker has really kind of muddied the waters a little bit for David's future.
Yeah.
And he's at 6.5 pancakes currently.
What seemed like a sure win for David. You know, there's such a small chance of him losing. You know, all these things had to happen in a certain way, and those things are starting to happen in that certain way. And so, it only takes 2 matchups for him to be knocked out of the upper playoffs.
Yeah.
It's a scary time for David, and that's why his pancake score goes up. I'm assuming that's why how you came up to those scores.
That's exactly it, Jeff.
Yeah. I'm starting to get back into this a little bit.
I can see things are clicking,
Yeah.
which is hopeful. I'm glad that, you know, you still retained some of that expertise that I was just hoping Dr. Shu would steal from you. I was worried a little bit there that maybe she wasn't super excited about you being into football, and maybe she would start deleting more football than necessary. But I'm glad to see that she is a big supporter.
Well,
And
a big supporter. To be honest, she actually doesn't even know I'm here. She would have a fit if she knew I was here.
what? She's not trying to control you, is she?
No, she's trying to remove, with the deleting of the certain memories, remove certain triggers that might bring me back into my old self, to my old Jeff ways. And so, football, podcast with you, she would not like that. But I've been keeping it on the down low because I think, you know, it's not bad. This is fine to have, I think, and I don't think it's harming me. But I don't tell her. I don't tell her.
What she doesn't know won't hurt her. All right?
Yeah.
Let football be football, Jeff.
Yeah.
Okay? Where were we here? We were at Rocks and Pouch. Okay, Cook Line Sinker. This is the most dramatic switch of the week. Cook Line and Sinker went from 6 pancakes, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Jeff. I'm doing the math, and it's looking like he is at 0.01 pancakes left.
Wow.
His total points these last few weeks have rocketed him ahead of anyone else fighting for that last playoff spot. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but when I'm doing my math, it's looking like he's at a 0.01 pancake. He is going to make the playoffs. It's almost a fact.
Yeah.
And you heard it here. You heard it from me. Congratulations, Braden. You are basically into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Number 7 in the rankings, we have Camera. He was 6 pancakes last week. He goes up to 7.5 pancakes. Camera needs Rocks in a Pouch to fall. He needs Cook Line and Sinker to move up to that 5th playoff spot so that he can, in fact, take the 6th spot with the most points, because he cannot catch Cook Line and Sinker on points. He needs Cook Line and Sinker to move up to 5. So Camera is at 7.5 pancakes currently. It's not over yet, Cam. You need to fight. You need to get all the points you can get. That's where you're at. Mm-hmm. Number 8 right now, it is yours truly. Bear me. I was at a 9. No, 9. I was at a 9 points score last week. I have moved up. In the same way that Cook Line and Sinker has 0.01 chance of making the loser bracket, I have a 0.01 chance of making the winner bracket. And for all you math nerds out there, you'll know that means I'm at 9.99 pancakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So not looking good for me. I have not given up yet, but I am starting to accept my fate, and I'm starting to get ready for war. 9th place is Bare Necessities. He was at a 9.99. He is at a true 10 now.
Wow.
There's not a snowball's chance in hell that he's going to be making it into the playoff bracket.
No.
He's going to need a miracle to change math. 10th place, Nom Nom Nom, was at 9.999. And, you get to a place where we can't put more 9s. It just becomes a 10.
Right.
And same at Bare Necessities. Nom 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 moves up into that 10 pancakes. This is a red alert.
Yeah.
This is let the cooks know to start cooking because I'm coming to the pancake house. So that's where we're at, guys. This is our updated pancake score. This is accurate. I hope they give you a clear picture of what's at stake in this last week where we're fighting. Our last chance to prove to each other where we're at.
Yeah.
Our supernatural start of the week. This is a segment that we started way back when, and there wasn't really the right time to bring it back. But this week, a little tweak on the supernatural start of the week. Supernatural start of the week is actually Jeff's entire bench. It's kind of the reverse of a supernatural start. It's sort of like supernatural bad juju. There's something in your life that needs to change. There's something that's not right, and I think it's leading to you making poor decisions.
I agree.
And I think I know what it is.
I
think I know what you need to cut off, who you need to cut off, and I think you need to do that.
Old Jeff needs to be completely
I think she
gone,
needs to be cut.
And new Phil.
No, there's a supernatural work happening right now, and it's not good. And I can see it. I can see it taking hold of you.
No.
You're going to lose. Trust me. Cut her out. I don't think you can have it both, Jeff. She's sucking the life out of you.
Jer, I would appreciate if you refer to me as Phil.
I'm not doing that. You know I'm not going to do that.
I'm Bill. The kind-hearted, non-gambler, non-algorithm maker. He's the one who's sitting before you today.
He sounds like a dud.
No.
Apologies to anyone who has a dear Phil in their life. I'm sure there's a couple good ones out there. But this one sounds like a real dud. I'm not calling you Phil. We are going to move into our last segment of the week. Locked and loaded. Jeff doesn't have any.
You have to cut this out.
No, we're not cutting it out. Stop it with that. Okay? Just stop it. Jeff doesn't want to participate. He's going to miss out. He has missed out. He could have made big time money the last few weeks if he was following along, but Jeff doesn't make any money because he doesn't have a job. He doesn't know how to make money. He's just losing all his money to Dr. Sue.
No, I've got news for you, Jer. I do have a job now.
Really?
Yeah. It's part-time.
Yeah.
But I'm officially working at Subway.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I am.
You got a job?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to make Subway sandwiches if you got fingers like that? You can't even open up, can't even separate the meats.
No.
The deli meats.
No, yeah.
That's disgusting.
No. Yeah.
If I was to walk into Subway and you're behind the glass counter, I wouldn't want you touching a damn thing.
No. Yeah. Shavinder would not want me making sandwiches. He's not. He has me in the back right now. I'm just, taking shifts, cleaning the washroom, and trying to get as many hours as I can. But you clean the washroom once and then it's clean. You're done. I am pretty strapped for cash, and so I'm trying to find extra hours and shifts when I can. So I'm not proud, but I've had to. Sometimes I'll clean the washroom, and then I'll go in afterwards, and I'll actually just take like a massive shit. I just pull that classic move of, take the shit, wipe it on the walls, and I'm not proud of it, but it's that really rakes in the hours and the money, and Shavinder's very
Shavinder's thankful for you wiping shit on his walls.
He doesn't know it's me.
Jeff,
he knows someone is terrorizing that specific Subway location.
Ever since you got there, someone's been terrorizing it.
Yeah.
Jeff, he's gonna catch on.
They even have a name for this masked person that they can't identify.
What is it?
The shit disturber.
Jeff, that's sick, okay? I'm glad you have a job, but that's not right.
Okay.
It's not fair to Shavinder. It's not fair to the Subway franchise.
Yeah.
It's not fair. That's not how you don't just make work for yourself by shitting and wiping on their walls so you can clean the bathroom 6 times a day. That's not okay.
Yeah,
you're gonna get your sores are gonna get infected.
No, I know. They are.
Wait, you're getting actual infections from cleaning this bathroom.
Yeah, I've had that's another thing I've been going to Dr. Sue about, just kind of getting some medicinal ointments just from her garden, just some dandelion powder mixed with some mushroom dust. I'm not sure what she puts in it, but it's not quite sealing the deal for my fingertips especially. But yeah, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of that, but I'm just trying to get extra cash where I can, and if that means I have to wipe shit on the walls, I will.
Okay, I'm just about sick of talking about this. Let's just get to this segment. We're gonna call Cam, get our best bets for the week, and figure out how we paying the bills this week.
Howdy, fellas.
Hey, Cam.
Hi, Cam.
Hey, Jeff. Surprised you're still around.
Just ignore him, Cam. He's not here.
You know, I'm surprised you're still around, Cam, and that Jer hasn't had a conversation about ending this segment. This needs to stop, and I don't want you putting anyone's life at risk. In fact, Cam, I think you should join me to see Dr. Sue and for our group therapy session. What do you think?
Jeff, are you just bitter because you didn't get your ticket in time last week to cash out with us?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I always say when the day isn't going the way you want it and nothing seems to make you happy, just remember that gambling always makes you happy. So
Amen.
I think I'm gonna not take your advice, and there's no chance in hell I'm going to Dr. Sue.
You're gonna eat your words, Cam.
I don't think so.
He's gonna be eating W's. He's gonna be eating
Hopefully.
frickin' W's. Cam, that was a week. That was a week to remember. Honestly, they're all starting to turn into a bit of a blur. It's hard to keep track of when I'm up, when I'm down. But all I remember is the good times when we've been making money, and I don't even need to.
Yeah.
I don't need to think about the other times. So
Agreed.
I say,
I think we got bailed out a little bit by that Thursday night parlay cash.
yeah.
I think we went 50% on our picks, and then I don't think the lotto parlay hit, but I think that's still positive for the week, so feels not too bad.
I agree. And I think that the Thursday night staple, it's kind of been our bread and butter. I think that's kind of been your specialty, and I think learning what you're best at and honing in on it is something that applies to both fantasy football and to gambling. And you're the king of Thursday night parlays.
Amen. And I'm gonna make a commitment to people that I will keep going back to the lab, keep refining my craft, so that I can also cash out on some Sunday games.
It's the craft of the devil.
Life would be boring if we could only bet on Thursdays. So I'm gonna keep working. I'm gonna keep trying.
And I appreciate that, Cam. And you're doing a great job already.
Appreciate that. Do you want to get into some picks for this week?
Heck yeah, let's do it.
Start with the underdog. We've had a lot better success taking the points in these matchups. So I think I'm going to go back to that again this week. And I know some people might be hesitant, especially maybe some accusations of me being biased, but I'm going with Bears plus 3.5 versus 49ers as my Sunnyside upset of the week.
That's spicy.
I think the Bears are good. I know they have lost 1 million games in a row, but they've lost 1 million games in a row by a small margin. And I think having that 3.5 really helps. I do think the Bears will probably win this game outright. 49ers are not good. 49ers, don't know if you've heard, missing Christian McCaffrey. He is out. I know some people might not clue into that because they've just seen that so often this year. No, that is for this week. It's in fact out. Bears, with a new coach, you always get that first game bump.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the Bears to win this one. Also, the 49ers have absolutely nothing to play for. They're not making the playoffs. Yeah, give me the Bears all day. We get pretty good odds on it, too. It's minus 102, so basically even. Let's cash that one and start our Sunday off right. For our over easy lock of the week, getting off of Sunday, moving to Monday, I like the Bengals minus 5.5. Both of these teams don't have anything to play for, except that Joe Burrow is really cool, really swaggy. He wants to win badly. The Cowboys are very bad. Very bad. The Bengals' defense is really bad, but the Bengals' offense is unreal. I think the Bengals easily cover this. Give me the Bengals as my over easy lock of the week. Bengals minus 5.5.
Love it.
Jeff, do you disagree at all, or what do you think?
To be honest, Cam, I've decided to kind of shut what you and Jeremy say out of my ears. I don't want to let poison into my brain. And so I'm going to choose to not engage with this conversation.
Appreciate that. Not you letting negativity take over. So abstaining is fine. But don't have a pity party when we cash out big.
That's the thing. Don't complain when we start flaunting bills in front of you. Okay, it's your choice to abstain.
Lotto time.
Make it big, Cam.
Lately, I've been trying to get into the habit of reading in the morning. So this morning, woke up, I think it was like 5:30. Went to pull out my favorite book,
The Bible?
and I started studying.
Oh.
I feel like Doctor Strange looking through infinite timelines. There are 0 timelines where this bet doesn't hit. I think it's the best bet ever. The bet of all bets.
Oh my god.
Say goodbye to being poor. We had a good run.
Double
This
unit?
is what I got.
This is it, double unit.
Double mega nuclear missile whale play. Going back to the well. Bucks -6.5 versus the Raiders. Done betting against the Steelers. So I'm taking Steelers Browns over 43.5 points. I'm praying that God doesn't deliver Jameis from the pick sixes because we need all the points we can get in that matchup. I like Titans -3.5 versus the Jaguars. The Jaguars are going to be ugly with Mac Jones. I like the Saints -3.5. I think we all watched Drew Lock last week. It was not pretty. I like the Saints -3.5, and then ended off with the Chargers +3.5 versus Chiefs. Chiefs find ways to only win games by 1 point. So the 3.5, I'm going to take that and run here. 5-leg parlay plus 2,400, 24-1. How much? If I put like $10 on it, what is that? That's a lot of money. $240. Yeah, that's a lock.
$240 free dollars, basically. That's a great deal. In my eyes.
Guaranteed.
I'm tailing these.
Guaranteed lock of the week.
You're smart. That's for sure.
And you know who else is smart? Everybody that tails. That's just as smart. So
That's me.
And people who don't tail, like me. I'm smart too.
You're a loser, Jeff.
I would like to remind you both that I don't want to be called Jeff anymore. My new name is Phil. Okay?
Cam, you don't want to ask. It's a bunch of garbage. You'll hear about it later. Ignore him. Jeff, you're...
sounds like I like this new personality even worse.
Cam,
I think Cam, you'll learn to love him.
Cam, I'm sorry that you've had to hear Jeff spout this nonsense, but I thank you for coming on air again and delivering, once again, a solid slate of bets, providing people with an opportunity to, make some money on the side.
It's my pleasure, boys. I love being on. Love chatting with you, Jer.
Yep. We'll see you in the chat. And are you coming to my place tonight?
Hell yeah.
Frickin' right. Awesome. I'll see you there, dude.
Later.
Bye. Guys, that wraps up another fantastic week on the pod. To our loyal listeners, thank you for tuning in consistently and for making us a part of your week. We're family.
Yeah.
And, we're better in circles.
That's two things that Dr. Seuss says.
Okay. We're done. We're done. I told you, don't bring it up again. Okay? We're done. Turn it off. Cut it. Cut it.